Good morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Coffee. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm here today. My name is Lance McKinnon. I am with my wonderful co host, Tiffany Lenderman. Happy Thanksgiving, Tiffany. How are you?
Happy Thanksgiving. I am doing really well, and I'm so thankful to have the moment to sit here with you today, talk about the wonderful things that we're thankful for. And I'm sure you're going to start saying that, so I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but cheers to you. I'm glad we got
Sure.
our nice cups of coffee that we can share
Yes,
together.
yes. You know what? I always have to give it up to Good Brothers Cafe in Midtown Harrisburg, Fifth Acres Coffee. I'm telling you, if you have not tried it, you got to check out Good Brothers Cafe. They're online, they do ship, and the coffee is absolutely wonderful. So I'm extremely thankful for Stefan and Good Brothers Coffee, as you should be as well too.
I know I am. I know you're talking to the audience, but I am. It's good stuff. I need to get me some a few more bags here. I've tried the Brothers Blend, and that is like delicious. It has notes of chocolate in it and caramel and like everything that I'm in love with. So it's like the perfect cup of coffee for me, for sure.
Yeah, that is normally like I've tried several different blends, and you're right. That's one of those coffees where you're like, wow, I can taste this, I can taste that. It's like, ooh, like a good bottle of wine, but it's a great bottle. It's a great cup of coffee, and
Mhm.
obviously it gets me going a little bit too. So, but folks, we just wanted to sit back and just want to say happy Thanksgiving to all of our followers, to all of our listeners. And Tiffany, I just want to kind of share and reflect on what we're thankful for. And, and just take this time to really think about, what God has given us and what we're blessed with and how we can continuously make a difference in the world. Obviously we could have another podcast, another guest, but you know what? We're just happy that everybody's spending time with family this week. Um, and also, I want to think about the people that who are not spending time with family this week too. So it's kind of a bittersweet because the holidays bring up a lot of emotions. People who have lost loved ones, people who are alone, coming off of the year, the last, I don't know, I guess 22 months of whatever we've been in. I've lost the date. Tiffany, do you have the exact time? Because time is kind of absolutely.
It was
Uh,
like March 25th, 2019, and I could be off by a day or two here when it all shut down. But the reason I remember that is because we actually closed on our first house and had to move in, just me and John. That was the longest move ever. But sorry, going back to it, it's been a long time.
and I
Long
said on my portion, I watched you move, so that was pretty cool. I drank a lot of coffee doing that, but no, but I'm truly thankful. I'm thankful for Saturday morning coffee. I'm thankful for Tiffany Lenderman. I'm thank you for all of our followers that take time to listen to our podcast. Our guests have been absolutely wonderful. When we started this, we really put it in God's hands and said that we're going to truly have it unfiltered and bring on various different guests onto our show and to talk about a lot of different things in life. And we have been. And we're going to continue to. And I know after Thanksgiving, we got a great lineup of individuals for us. But I think people really want to know about Tiffany and Lance. What are we doing to make us a difference in the world? And and we're just going to give you a brief rundown of, for me, I'm really thankful for my family. I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for the things that He has blessed me with throughout my life's journey. As we've talked in many times, in many ways, everybody has a different path to get to the top of the mountain. And my path has been long, it's been curvy, it's been up, and it's been down. But one of the things that I'm very passionate about that our followers don't know is that I run food pantry boxes. I run in our area. I provide free food to local. people in the community as a free food pantry that I stocked on a daily basis. And people are allowed to come in and take what they need and leave what they can. And that's just one of the things that I'm doing. Uh, I work with a lot of inner city kids, trying to give back, to help them educate themselves that they're not products of society. And I just try to really leave a positive message in a world that is so dark today, that we have so much division going on right now that it's scary. And I want to make a difference in my life. And, we talked about with Kyle just recently, it's about the dash. And, you know, some people have known me from when I was a kid. I'm not that same individual anymore, but, it's about the dash and how many people you can affect in life. And that's just a little bit of things that I'm thankful for. But I'm also thankful for the things that have not happened to me. And I think that's something that people overlook, Tiffany, is that, we look for the thankful things, but I also want to thank God for protecting me and protecting you and our families from things that did not happen to us. And how do you feel about that?
You asked that question, and I'm over here getting emotional, just like thinking about watching the news and seeing the stuff that is happening in our world or has happened in our world. And I don't know, I just because of even reading the news articles from today, you saying that like just triggered me because I think that in all things that I think we want our family or loved ones to be safe and at the end of the day, as you mentioned, it's God's plan. What is our paths that and what's going to be put in front of us. And a lot of the things we can make our decisions about our lives, but there's a thing where we're ultimately not the ones in control of everything that's going to happen. And so being able to accept and be okay with whatever God's plan is something that I think each and every one of us has to get to a point in our lives to learn and accept that. I don't think today I'm going to go into it, but I have a bit of a story that just from a timing perspective and where we just recently hit in our lives. There's like an emotional background story of my life that I haven't necessarily let anybody from an SMC perspective know about. Lance, I think I've mentioned it to you in the past, but it's not for today, maybe another day. But
Mhm.
what you're telling me is just, it really triggers me and it makes me emotional. But I think that I am extremely thankful that every day when we wake up, to be able to see, my daughter sleeping, on her bed peacefully, or having my husband, by my side, and my friends, my family, being able to call them and hear their voices and know that they're doing okay, just like warms my heart. And I'm so thankful for those things.
Yeah, and you hit on some great things too, and you made a great reference to picking up the telephone and calling somebody. I think that I've gotten back to more of the habit of picking up the telephone and calling somebody versus texting, because you really can't get a feel on how somebody is feeling via text. And I think, especially during the holidays, and especially with the economy, the job loss, the there's no joke about the lives that we've lost, the PTSD, the military. There's just so much. But I think it's really important that as people, as individuals, if we're going to make a difference in this world, pick up the telephone and call somebody. Don't just take it for granted um, that everything's okay through a text message. We just had a really special young man on the show, Seth. Um, and I think about his story, and he actually, people reached out to him and talked to him. And holidays trigger a lot of things. They trigger a lot of things for me. The loss of the loved ones I have. I miss my father dearly. So the holidays are traumatic, just even when you're with your family. But I'm grateful and thankful because he's with me every single day. And I also want to make point of it is that we shouldn't be just thankful for the holidays, the Thanksgiving and Christmas. I think we should be thankful January, February, March, April, May, June. We should be thankful every single day of our lives that God has blessed us here on this earth, and to really make a difference. And and that's what we really want to be doing, and that's really kind of what Saturday mornings coffee is all about, is bringing people together that are making a difference. It's all about the dash. We have a short time, we're not guaranteed. But when it's my time, I want people to look at me and say, hey, Lance talked about Good Brothers Cafe all the time, but they'll always remember that. But you know what, it's about doing our part and just being thankful for the things that we have, things that have not happened to us, and things to look forward to, and making an impact in the world. And there's so many people out there making an impact in the world. And it's not basically based off finances and stuff like that. I think one of the most important things you can always do is give people your time, no matter where you are. Here at the McKenna House, I always make an extra seat at my table, uh, just in case somebody shows up. Any day of the week, there's always an extra tape slot at the table at my house. Um, so, uh, what else about you, Tiffany?
Yeah, or I'm sure you were going to say extra food. There's always extra food at the McKinnon house, but you actually kind of stole what I was going to mention there. I think at the end of the day, a lot of the people that we've had on the show, it seems like, hey, all these big things are the reasons that people are making a difference. But as Lance just mentioned, it doesn't have to be this big epic thing that I work for this like nonprofit and do all these fancy things. Those are all great. But at the end of the day, every single one of you, I think if you're watching the show, you have the same kind of heart. You're cut from the same cloth that we are, that you want and you care so deeply for the people that are around you that you want to make a difference in their lives. And so, as Lance said, it's picking up the phone and saying, hey, how are you doing? I love you. I care about you. Even if it is a text message, I am so guilty. Lance is, I'm sure he's thinking of it when he said it. I'm so guilty of being a texter. That is a little bit of my generation, but
You're writing me
um,
a book. I
so
appreciate.
so you can still say I love you via text and ask those things, but pick up the phone, tell your family, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, grandfather, tell them you love them while they're here on this earth if you still have the time to do so. Or if it's just taking the time to, send a little gift or just helping someone else out. At the end of the day, if you can help clean somebody's house or help to take somebody's kid to school for them or pick them up, those little pieces like really add up to make a difference in somebody's lives. And the reason I'm so successful and well off in my life is I have wonderful people around me that are willing to lend a hand when I need a hand, because I absolutely need the help from time to time, and I am human just like everyone else. And so I think that everyone should feel okay about asking for help as well. But just to get to me a little bit too, as well, and not to digress, I just wanted to share that I don't have necessarily as many fancy things that I'm doing, but I think, as I mentioned, there's wonderful things that you can do in your life to make an impact. And I probably 12, 13 years ago made the decision that because my father has actually had a long-term illness called multiple sclerosis or MS, was my motivation that I wanted to become a nurse one day. My dad actually had always wanted me to become a nurse one day. And I think, the trials, the tribulations that we had been through during my whole life, it was important that I wanted to do something that I felt was making a difference in other people's lives. And I felt, how better can I do that than to be able to learn how to take care of people, be by their side in some of the hardest times in their life, whether they're on their deathbed or they're suffering in pain. Whatever I could do to lend a hand to make a difference in their lives was my calling of what I wanted to do. And I'm happy to say to this day that I still get the opportunity to do that and work alongside patients. But even more so than that, I work with such amazing people every day that are working so hard. And if you think about the time that we're in today, there is a massive shortage of workers across the whole country in any job force. But currently, the workforce of healthcare is a time that we have such a great need, and our nurses, our patient care technicians, our PCAs, they're all working, so hard to make sure that patients are still well cared for. Because at the end of the day, we need our teams, our nurses, our doctors, et cetera, to help care for people, and they're stepping up to the plate. But if you're listening today, just a quick calling. I actually know a friend today who said, "Hey, I think I'm going to go back to school to become a nurse because I think the workforce needs nurses today. And I think we're going to potentially see more nurses transition out of the field, just being, burnt out and done with it." And so if that's something you're feeling a calling to, I strongly encourage you to take that leap of faith, or even reach out to Lance and I and have that conversation, because we'd be more than happy to coach and mentor you, whatever direction you want to go. But I just wanted to share that a little bit. That was on my heart. Just came out, Lance.
No, I absolutely love it because, not many people realize, we have guests on the show and we've had many authors and people have done this and done that, but we never really talk about ourselves because, we're very humble, and we just want people to know that we're giving back, we're making a difference, and what Tiffany's doing in the nursing industry, what I'm doing in the by helping the homeless, the street ministry, the food banks. Uh, there's a there's a need for so many of us, and it doesn't take much. Uh, $5 at the grocery store extra uh, to donate to someplace else like that. $3. It doesn't matter. Or minister to somebody on the street. I mean, we're all doing amazing things, and I think that we should be really thankful. And again, I'm thankful for all the nursing industry. I'm thankful for all the industries out there. I'm thankful for all the people who are grinding every single day. But I also do want to really put an emphasis on those who are struggling, uh, not just now, but throughout the course of the year with depression, PTSD, and everything else like that. Seek help, seek therapy, reach out and call somebody because it's very important. And I want to be thankful for you and just let you know that we're all carrying an invisible backpack and you're not alone. You're not alone. And so I'm just truly blessed and thank you for where I've started to where I am right now. And I have to give a huge shout out to Mustang Nation. And it took a village to get me here, and it's still taking a village to move me. And I'll always be humble. And I'll always give back because I know where I started from, and my life's mission is to matter to my last breath until God calls me home that I'm going to do whatever I take. And if I have my last $2, it's your $2. And so I'm thankful for Thanksgiving uh, in so many ways, and that God has truly blessed me and blessed Tiffany and blessed us with Saturday morning coffee. And we truly hope that you guys are enjoying the show, enjoying the guests. And but now you realize that it doesn't take an author of all these books of beautiful Liz and measures and coaching and goals and stuff like that. You're all doing something special and you're all making a difference in this world. And we're just truly thankful to be a part of your lives and have you in our lives. And with that said, cheers. Happy Thanksgiving.
Cheers.